Hey there, welcome to another banging edition of Crossys Corner. I'm Martin Cross, and in the corner today is none other than Sander De Graaf. You can say hello now, Sander.
Nice being here, Martin. Good to see you.
So, Sander De Graaf, world champion. How does that feel? How does that sound? Have you got used to feeling that glow of the description yet?
Yeah, it's still a little bit unreal. It was we've worked towards it for a long time, and it's actually been a long while since we won any race, any World Cup or European event. So yeah, it's a really good feeling, but it still has to sink in a little bit that we actually did it and made it happen. So I'm really proud and really happy.
Has it changed your life at all?
No, unfortunately, I don't think so. So, yeah, for now, I know I just feel like we had a great season, and I'm super proud of what we did. But yeah, reality is we have to go back to training to try to do it again. And yeah, of course, long term we're aiming for an Olympic crown, and that maybe that does something more. But yeah, the World Championships was a super nice achievement. But everything is still the same.
Yeah, so I guess now being involved with the Netherlands, it's like the Netherlands is the top rowing team in the world, I guess. Is that how you guys see it?
Probably, yeah.
So
this is yeah. So this is yeah, pretty funny thing to think about because I don't know, the team is on the one hand it's very professional and the performance is very good, but on the day you're just, I don't know, struggling to do a good strength training session, and I don't know, it's I think we have a very great level of athletes, and I think we have a lot of things that are in the right order, but sometimes it's hard to process that we are actually the best team here, and yeah, that things are really going our way because yeah, we feel like we're working hard and we're doing well, but all of the opponents are of course also working very hard. So it's yeah, it's a pretty strange feeling actually to be on the very best team.
So I was looking at where you have rowed in crews, and you have either been in the 5 seat of an 8 or the 3 seat of the 4. Have you ever rowed anywhere else?
So I rowed Olympics in the 3 seats of the 8, and also I think Lucerne last year. I think I rowed 2 seats once in the 4. And I rode the pair a few times, but it was like 2018, a long time ago. So internationally, no, I didn't do a lot of positions in a lot of boats, but in the seat that I'm in, and I'm happy to be there generally. So yeah.
So you are in more ways than one the big 5 man, 2 meters and 6. Do you have any problems fitting into the boat or making any special adjustments? And I just wondered how big your feet are, and do you have to have special shoes?
Yeah, so my feet, I'm a European size 49, so that's US 15, I think. Empacher and Philippi both have really good shoes in my size, so that's not so much of a problem. Fitting into the boats is more of an issue. So recent years we have ordered longer boats with longer rower places, so that I could fit a little bit more normally into it. I always have to move the rigger a little bit, and yeah, for example, my single is on its maximum dimension, so the feet are all the way in front, the rigger is all the way to the back, the oarlocks are as high as they can be, and there's no more space. And in the big boats, it's usually about who is in front or behind me. You can imagine if Simon van Dorp were seated somewhere near me in the 8 is always a problem because he also needs little bit of the space that I'm using, and I'm trying to use his space. So then we cannot always make all the positions happen because it just doesn't fit with all the tall guys together.
Now, I read somewhere, I think in an article, that you said when you first started, you were quite good on the rowing machine. And I know you're tall and long levers, but you're quite slim. There's not an ounce of fat on you. And so how good are you on the rowing machine?
So good question. I think especially as a U23, I was really good on the concept 2. So I did a 5:49 at 21 years old.
Wow.
And it was just my third year of rowing. So that was really impressive time. But that's something to do with the lakes being frozen here and having to train on the erg a lot. But as of now, I'm actually pretty average in the team. So the level has increased majorly on the rowing machine. And of course, we have the likes of Simon van Dorp, Stef Brunink, Guillaume Krommenhoek, Tony Rieten. They are like out of my league entirely. So I guess I'm an average guy on the best rowing team in the world. So that's a pretty good achievement.
So what are you doing in the 5C if you're an average guy?
Maybe average is the level in the team is just very high. We have a lot of really strong guys, and I think output wise in the boat, I've been doing pretty well last year. So we've been using the Peach system where you can measure and also see live the power that you produce, and I think that's a feat that I'm doing pretty well at now. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a 5 seat. And also I think it's an energy thing. So I have a lot to give in the trainings. I'm pretty endurance oriented athlete who's also able to pull a little bit of a sprint. So I can both give a decent constant power at steady state, but I can also give the boat some push if there's ever a need to be. So I think that's why I'm a pretty solid choice for a 5 seat middle of the boat. I can try to give the energy, make the stroke guys feel that they're well supported, and motivate the bow guys to join me in having fun while putting down a high power.
I love that expression. So just give us an idea. What numbers do you see on the watts? Maybe off the start, and then maybe in the middle of a race, and then maybe at the finish.
Yeah, so actually we haven't raced with the displays yet. So I have only training data. I'm pretty happy to when I make 800-ish watts at the start. I also aim a little bit to it, so I'm watching the display and don't stop hammering until I hit the 800 at some point. And then when I'm doing really well, when it's like peak time of the season, I aim to do 500s steady. But I rarely manage to actually maintain 500, but it's more or less the goal. So yeah, and then the sprint is just whatever's left of it. Sometimes it increases a little bit. Oftentimes I give a little bit too much in the middle of the race, and then I will start going down a little bit towards the end.
Yeah. Now it's interesting. You're talking about the power that's available, and obviously how incredible that's been over recent years. But the Dutch 8 is all about movement and flow. Tell me the philosophy of your 8 in terms of how you move, and your own personal philosophy about moving in a rowing boat.
Yeah. So I think in general we aimed at making very long strokes. So especially making a lot of length towards the front end, and then just loading really quickly and producing a high power throughout the stroke. So instead of maybe making like a big triangle, we're trying to make hills in the power terms. So with the Peach system, we aim a lot on getting to a certain amount of power within the first 30 degrees of the rowing stroke, and then also maintaining a wide range of high power, and then especially returning to the low power at the same time. So I think compared to last year's 8 at the Olympics, we focused a lot more on the front loading of the stroke, whereas now we also focused on releasing the power at the same time. And I think that gave us just a little bit more of a relaxed look and feel in the rowing. So our steady state rate has dropped to with 1 bit probably to like rate 18. And in the race, even at rate 40, 41, we just have all the time in the world during the stroke. We feel very much in control, and that's how we try to move the boat, to use everything.
So I think I heard that you knew your 8 this year was faster than your Olympic 8.
Yeah, so it's a pretty hard thing to say, I think, because the Olympic 8 was we were really good, the shape was really good, and the preparation was really good. So you kind of expect to be really fast and really good, whereas now we had we took a long time off. Some of us, we had a shorter preparation time. So I don't think we were necessarily that much better, but it was a little bit more surprising that we were maybe similarly good, because we didn't have the years-long preparation with the same team and the years-long training program. We just showed up and did it. And I think for the post-Olympic season, that's a really the best you can hope for. Just that everything works out, and the new guys fit in super well. And we made a really high level on the trainings. And whether it's better than the Olympic 8, I'm not sure, but I think it was at least the same level.
Yeah. I know you guys do a lot of single sculling in the winter. Where do you and also you're going to be in pairs at some stage. Where's your speed fit with the rest of the guys in the single and the pair?
So last year we did a national championships in the single, so everyone just did one race. And I got 5th, and I'm pretty proud of that, because I never used to be the really good single sculler, because I was a sweep rower before I got to the national rowing team. I rarely rowed the single, so I had to learn it on the job, more or less. But doing it for a few years really did increase my speed. And in the pairs, I'm usually one of the top guys. I think in the Olympic. Actually, I was sick during the Olympic trials, but the year before, I was more or less tied for first with some guys like Mick and Jacob and Rolf. So I'm really hoping to maybe improve the single to like a top 3, top 4 position. Maybe Simon van Dorp and Melvin Twiller are a little bit out of reach, but for the rest, that would be really nice performance to make, and then I hope to be really on top in the pairs. But we also, like I said, we have a great team with a lot of great athletes, so it's a tough competition to be in.
Before I ask you about this season, I did read in this article that you're a very social person, and I wondered what that meant.
Firstly, I think my action type as a person is that I get a lot of energy from being around people. So I don't really ever need a rest to pull back and be on my own. I always like to be around people. So especially at training camps, I'm always in the common room hanging out with everyone. I think I maintain quite a lot of friends. I also make an effort to really see a lot of people, and I don't know. I just like being around people, and I think that's something that just gives me a lot of energy. And I just hope people like being around me as well. But I'm seeing a lot of us. So.
And just to finish off that conversation, I gather you hung out a lot with the British 8 in the second week of the Olympics.
That was super fun. Yeah, because we of course we've been competing for the 2-3 years before and it was we made the podium every race, and of course they did too. So you see each other every time, and then I mean it was of course always friendly, but still you knew like the big fish is still gonna come. So like we can be friendly, but it's we're still competitors. But at the Olympics, most of them knew they were gonna quit, I think, and I don't know. We just we ended up, of course, going to the same places, and you get to know each other better. You find out that actually, of course, we're the same guys. We have the same kind of backgrounds. We do the same sport. We love doing the same thing. So it's an easy basis to make a good friendship. And we ended up going out with them like a few times, and that was super fun just to see like, okay, we are this. The top level of our sport. We are competing fiercely, but also we're just a group of people that can be really friendly with each other. And it was super fun to meet them a little bit more and to hear like how they experience the years toward the Olympics, hear with similarities, learn about the differences between our team and their team. It was a super cool experience for me.
I'm thinking now of this season and starting to look at your results. And in terms of the Europeans, for you, it wasn't the best results. I'm just wondering, did you have more time off than anybody else as a team?
Could be, yeah, because we started again. General training started in February, and even some people who had like some studying or work that they still had to do started to being very serious only in March. So I think that's pretty short run into the European Championships. But I think also we were just trying a lot of stuff. For example, I was in the 4 with Finn Florijn in the stroke seat. He had never sweep rowed in the national team before. He had never he hadn't been stroke seat for a while. So we just experimented with a lot of boats. And I think you cannot always experiment and expect really good results. So it was a product both of not having all the time to do selections, but also doing the experiments on the tournament instead of on the trainings. But I think it paid off really well because we didn't have to do the experiments after the Europeans anymore. And then for the Worlds, we could be super serious again and have really good teams and made really good performances.
So when did you start to think you were in a really good and fast crew? Like, because you were in Varese, were you still in the 4s in Varese, I think, or did you race?
Yeah, we swapped Finn for Mick. Of course, Mick is an amazing Mick Macker. He's an amazing, experienced stroke seat rower. So this made a huge impact on the boat because for Finn everything was new and a little bit difficult, and for Mick it was just okay. We get into the flow. I was there. Rolf was there. Peter, who was our spare last year, rode a lot with us, so it was just super easy. We actually did really well. So. We also thought maybe staying in the 4 could lead to some great results because the rowing was well, but the fitness at that point was not so much. But for Henley, I got selected into the 8, and we've been talking about it a lot. Me and Mick and Jan, for example, the guys from last year. That we're confident that as a country we can actually do a little bit better than we did last year. We can actually make being the best this time, and we really want to do it. As a team, as a country, we want to be the ones to achieve the World Championship title for the first time. So we were at that point really happy just to be back there, but needing mostly time and training, which we only got after Henley in the summer.
Okay. Does that explain why you were so close, or Cambridge was so close to you in the semi-final at Henley of the Grand?
Yeah, so I also think that Cambridge owes a lot of credits for this because, we were, of course, we were not very prepared for the race, but it was not like we did a full week of training and then just went. We did work towards Henley as a tournament. and also the 8 that some guys from last year, the European 8 was sort of the basis, which was European Championships 8 was really good. So we had a lot to go by, and to be pushed by a club boat until pretty much the last meter of the race was a pretty cool experience, and I think a great achievement by them to push us that hard. But the laws of rowing are just the stronger crew wins in general. So, and I think as a national team, you sort of have to be better than a university team, of course. But a lot of credits to the Cambridge guys.
Yeah. So thank you. That's very generous. So why didn't you beat the Australians, who were a scratch crew, in the final?
Yeah. So we're actually not sure because, like I said, maybe the physical shape was not so good because usually we do long training block and then maybe 2 competitions. But now we did. We tried to mix competitions and training all together, which led to us not being in a top shape at Henley Regatta. But I think like we didn't train for a particularly long time with the Henley crew. It was only after 4 races, so it was 2 weeks. But Australians, I think they got together only during the week of Henley. Yeah. So that's even more impressive. And I don't know. I think we rode a pretty solid race there, but they were just better. And I was actually really also expecting them at the Worlds to be at a super high level, because to make this level at Henley already in a put together crew after 1 week, it's I was expecting really big things of them, but ended up a little bit otherwise.
Yeah, it did. And maybe we can talk about that. But okay, so explain to us how Simon van Dijk, your coach, not Simon van Dijk,
Diederik Simon,
Diederik Simon, sorry, thank you.
Yeah, we both called him Simon, so
yeah.
It's very confusing sometimes.
Explain how he works with you, because he's a remarkable man and coach and rower as well. And it'd be interesting to know, how his philosophy goes with yours, and what happened in between Henley and the World Championships.
So in general, of course, Diederik Simon, he's a very special coach, a special guy. Like, I don't think there's anyone in the world that's anywhere near his personality or his way of working. So it's super nice to have him around. He's been in the Dutch 8 from 1996 till 2012, so that's a very long time. And he's been working with the 8 now since 2020, with just a short period of coaching also the 8 at Nera. So I think he's one of the world's leading 8 coaches that is there, one of the most experienced and one of the most decorated as well. And he used to be especially very good at up and coming crews. So for example, the Nero's crew, who did really well at some point, and also when the 8 was more of a development project at us, he also already made some great results. I think it was also a step for him to change from this to like being one of the main teams, and to know how to perform. And I think what changed also, maybe not even that much between Henley and the Worlds, but also as last year compared to this year, is that he was expecting a little bit more of us. So we do long training sessions, and it's hard to stay focused and to keep rowing tidy and clean. And last year he said, okay, we're gonna put the important things first, and then we can loosen this a little bit during the long sessions. I think this year he was just a little bit more strict, demanding a little bit more of us, which finally made our level how much we together we were in the rowing, in the stroke, in the recovery. It was just a little bit better because we focused a little bit more on this. And I think that resulted in producing a better result. What I like about his philosophy is that he's very output driven. So he doesn't start by looking at, hey, the bodies do this. He starts by, okay, the boat has to move. What is needed to make the boat move? And he's trying to ask you for a result, so an external focus. Whereas other coaches might be a little bit more, okay, the hands have to move a little bit faster. Sim would say your blade has to move together with the other blades. And for me, that's a very clear way of coaching this kind of stuff. And it just I think it makes all of the crews that he coaches in general look very, very good and very together. Even if he never would say anything like, hey, rock your body a little bit more over or move the hands a little bit faster or slower. He's only focusing on output. And I think that's a main philosophy thing that I really agree on. And that's why I like working with him.
Yeah. Did he give you a beer after you'd won? Did he put one in your hand? Is that right?
Yeah. He always he likes drinking beer a lot himself, and he especially likes it when we join him. So it took him a pretty long time this time, actually, because I don't know if there was like a place to get beers very quickly after the race. For example, in Belgrade, we got off the water and like we were carrying the boat, and he already was bringing us bottles of beer. So we had to put the boat down while holding bottles of beer. This time it was only at the hotel, but it was like we were I don't know, eating a little bit. Like you have a little bit of a dull moment at some point because you've been really happy for a few hours, and you sit down, you're like and then he comes in carrying bags of cold beers and just being okay, let's go. Yeah. It's a super nice thing, I think. It's a very social aspect of his coaching, and
so to take you to your racing in Shanghai,
clear, like, okay, guys, we did well.
Yeah, that first to take you to your racing in Shanghai, that first heat was crazy. The distance you won by, I think, against the Americans. Just talk to us about, racing in Shanghai and that first heat in particular.
Yeah, so it was very hot, of course, in Shanghai. But I think we have a solid heat protocol. We've been practicing it for a few years now. So going to the team tent and everything, we were super tense because like, hey, okay, this is going to be a new thing entirely. How are we going to manage all of this? But this went actually really well. And then what I liked about the Shanghai course is they have a separate warm-up lane, and then so you don't have to be on the side of the regatta course and wait for the crews all the time, but you had all the time in the world to do a solid warm-up. That was super nice. We did some really good pieces at the race pace in the week before the championships. So especially the longer piece we did the Sunday before was that good that I was really starting to think like, hey, this should be, if we can just lay this down in the heats, then we should win. There shouldn't be anyone faster.
1500.
It was at 1250 actually.
Okay.
But it was really high level. And then in the heat, very quickly, like after 10-15 strokes, I just felt, okay, hey, we're doing it. We're doing everything that we practiced for and that we talked about. We're just putting it down. And then you more or less start expecting to be in a lead at some point. And then, we were just extending and extending and extending. Like at the 1,000, we already knew we were going to win. So that was super nice and a whole new experience entirely, because we used to never be really good at rowing heats. We used to be like a little bit slow, and then in the final we would piece it all together. But it was a really nice experience to feel the power and the might that you have to just extend the lead when you want, and to also just do the good things that you did in training. That was a really good, one of the best feelings at the championships was just, okay, hey, like we can talk about it, but we can also do it at the moment.
So if you were your own favourites after that race, I mean, you backed yourself to maybe be able to take the gold medal.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, like of course we didn't know how the British, for example, would be. Of course, they won the other heat, so we were expecting them to be really good as usual. Yeah, but we were kind of confident, like because of the good preparation in the last weeks and the good heat that we did. Like we would at least stand a chance. And yeah, this is a lot more than we had in the years before. So
Yeah.
we were pretty confident.
And how good was your race in the final compared to, say, that 12:50 you'd done in the training beforehand? How close to that level or above it were you?
Cool. So I think in a race it's generally a little bit more stressful. So it's hard to be like as relaxed and as you have the same feeling of time and rhythm. It's a little bit more frantic. But I think the speed that we made in the first 1000, it was just compared to the rest, it was really really fast. And we also talked a little bit about, hey, maybe we can like do a little bit of a bigger acceleration at the 750.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it a name. We called it Party Tent Push.
Why?
Yeah, it's a pretty long story, but something about the beach curve having to look like a party tent, and it started like living its life, and everyone was like really responding to it, like, yeah, party tent, let's go. And I think we gave it even a little bit too much, so the lead got very big. But I think especially I went a little bit too deep at this point, so I had to really watch out in the last part of the race, and I would not like burn up and not even make it until the end. But level was super good, and we were just, of course, being at a full length lead at 1,000. Like you just and being there rowing a solid rhythm, you just know, like, okay, we should make it like this. Like there shouldn't be anyone who can do anything to us now. So that was amazing.
I mean, looking at both men's and women's eights, it can't, the women won in a similar way. It almost looked like, that was a team thing. But I'm wondering, was it, or did it just happen to come out like that?
I think, so something that maybe you don't know is we went on an altitude camp at different times. So we used to do all of the training camps together for the last few years, but we did an experiment on the timing of the high altitude training camps. And we didn't go together with the women's eight, so we had a different program towards the championships entirely. And we just did one training together, where I think we performed a little bit better than they did, but it could also be the timing compared to the high altitude camp. So I think so. In general, it's of course a product of the team being really good as it is, and the program working as well as it does, and everything being set up really well. But I think both of us had our own way towards the tournament, and had our the achievement came together in a different way. But the result was the same. Of course, we both won by a huge margin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy to meet them on the podium, and we're like, wow, you also made it happen. Like, crazy.
People were asking me, they must be preparing. This must be the first step to race 1,500 meters in the Los Angeles Olympics. But I don't think it was it?
Not necessarily, no. I think we're going to start focusing on it maybe this year, or maybe even only the year after. But last year was really all about like getting back into a really good shape and fitting the new guys in the team, and then trying to perform as well as we can over a 2,000 meter race. So we didn't necessarily plan it to be like a 1,500 style, go out harder than the rest type of racing. But I think this was just what we were able to do because of the way we row and the way we prepared. So the prospects of doing a 1500 race are very good, of course, because you have to be able to make the high speed out of the start and the high speed on the finish. So we didn't think about this at all, but it's a good feeling that like we could be good.
What have you thought about when you think of the reason that you were the first Dutch 8 ever to win a world title, which is almost crazy to think, considering, you know, the great rowers that they've been for the Netherlands in the 8. Why do you think it took so long?
Yeah, good question. Really good question. I don't know. I think it was, of course, also a huge opportunity now with the British team going through a big change in crew. So whereas in our team, a lot of the guys stayed, and we got the chance to be with 3 of our Olympic 8 at the World Championships. But also, like, I don't really know. Like, the really good teams have really tried to make it and have had some good chances. But I think in some way it's a product of the program developing over the last like 6-7 years, and us only now controlling it that well that we can make 8 guys being ready to race at that level at the same time. Whereas in the past, some of the guys would be really good, but some others might not have been at their best shape at the World Championship final. And you need to be top level, of course, to even think about winning. So I think that's what we improved on the last few years and really made happen now that everyone was on their best day at the final. And I think that's how we could make it now for the first time.
So Ilko Meerhorst and his influence have been really significant in you getting that result this year.
Yeah, of course, it's been going on for longer than the short period that Ilko had been hoofd coach. Of course, before we had Mark Emke as a hoofd coach, head coach man, and I think he already started like some of the basics of the program that we ended up doing after the Tokyo Olympics. So it's been a process of years. I think since I joined the team in 2018, they already had begun with a part of the group to train differently, to I don't know, do different training camps, to maybe row races in a different style, and then it just took years of learning how the finesse of everything works together. To piece together an 8 where everyone has the best response to this training program possible. And only now we know all of the ingredients that you need to have to make it happen.
Yeah, that sounds ominous for the other teams.
I think a lot of teams have a general idea of how we work and what we're up to, and are trying to implement some of the things that we're doing well now. And it's of course it took us some time to learn, and probably it will take them some time to learn like the fine things of the program. Maybe there will be new innovations as well that we haven't tried or don't know about, and that maybe other teams can they can one up us on some way again. But as of now, I think we're because of the program, training wise, physiologically, I don't know, coaching wise, we have a solid confidence that we can keep producing good results in the next years.
I just wonder if you could, because obviously you know the guys that you raced with in the Dutch 8 really well. Could you give a brief little pen portrait of each person from the bow seat? Like, what is their character and what they bring to the 8? Just brief.
Yeah, okay. So Eli is in bow seat. I think he is being a pretty handy rower, but surprisingly powerful for the way that he looks like. And I think he just brings having fun sometimes can be. Then we have Finn Florijn. He's of course experienced in this. Yeah, he has won the Olympics in the quad, but he's also a very young and enthusiastic guy, and he just he showed us like how to appreciate what we have, and just to be happy about the way we are dealing with each other. It's nice. Then we have Wieboud. Wieboud is the super solid guy. He's always good. He's always on time. He's always he's a solid mover of the boat, and I think he's just great sense of stability to have there. Then we have Jorn. Jorn is a little bit newer to rowing, so he was learning a lot, which made him very enthusiastic for the process, and it was also super nice to have a newer, more maybe less experienced guy that took everything really well, and in that sense brought something to the team. Then there was me, of course. I'm trying to bring a little bit of being social and also having fun to the boat.
Yeah.
Then we have Peter. Peter was the spare for 2 years, and that was pretty hard on him because he really thought he could make the Olympic team. But he never let his head hang. He just stood up and showed this year hey, I'm the top guy. He's a real boat mover, and that's why he's a solid guy for the boat. Then we have Jan, of course. Jan is the very busy, very active man, always arranging stuff outside of the boat. Bringing a lot of excitement towards the team, but of course also a lot of experience from the past, and a great guy to have. And then we have Mick, of course, the stroke seat. Also been in a lot of the good age from Neerhuis. So he has a lot of experience in how we should make it happen, has a real opinion about it. And he knows our coach, Dirk Simon, very well. He's been working with him for over 10 years. So they have a special kind of connection that helps the crew. And then we had Jonna in Cockseat. Jonna was new to the team this year as well. You know her, I think, from Malsey Boat Club a little bit.
Yeah.
And she I don't know. I think she brought us some British style points in rowing, and she's a very outgoing person who really likes to arrange stuff and get stuff done, and it just helps to have a coach that's really okay. I'm gonna arrange everything and I'm gonna get it ready, and she just brings that to the table. So that was that's the sum of the parts.
So that's really interesting. So I should ask you this at the end, but I'm going to ask it now. So 2026, the World Championships on the Bosband, the Dutch 8 are world champions. How much pressure might that put on you, and how will you deal with it?
So I think going up to the Paris Olympics, we as a team experienced similar kind of pressure. So we were confident that we could do a good performance, maybe make a medal. But at the Olympics, you have to arrange tickets and everything years before. So at some point, you're not sure if you're going to be in the team, what boat you're going to row in, and then you have to get all of your friends and family to already commit to thousands of euros to go there. And I think that put a huge amount of pressure in it, and we just dealt with it by trying to do the right thing in terms of training and racing the whole time. And I think this year, we're not going to focus on the result. We're going to focus on getting the level that we need to do the performance again, like we did at the Paris Olympics and like we did last year. We just have a longer period of time, but we try to keep it loose, keep it relaxed, and just get a little bit better every day to be at the same level again at the end of the season, or maybe a little bit better again.
Great answer. How fair is the Bosband going to be after they've dug it out?
Yeah, good question. It has been a bit of an issue sometimes. We also have some paranoia sometimes about it being unfair. Sometimes you do a trial or a side-by-side race with two different boats, and then you compare the times. You're was there any advantage or not? I think the things they're doing, they're going to help a lot, then the wind direction should just, if it's anything but crosswinds against. In general, I would be careful to be on a good level in the heats. So if there should be any advantage, you can profit from it.
Yeah, that's good. So you talked about preparation for the Olympics, the Paris Olympics. I know that you've said Tokyo was really weird. It was your first Olympics. I think you were in the 4 there. Did you feel a bit cheated that was what your first Olympic experience was like?
Yeah, kind of. So I went to the Universiade in 2015, and like the Universiade has the World Championship. It has all of the things the Olympics has. So it has all of the sports, and like it has an Olympic village, and the experience there really made me like wonder, like, wow. I mean, because of course it has everything except for the level of sports and the attention from the press. I was like, wow, what would this be like at the Olympics? And I think because I did this already, I kind of knew what to expect in Tokyo, and I also knew what there was not going to be. But in general, our performance was okay, but maybe not as good as we expected. And then also everything was just a little bit. It was not a very nice place to be with the COVID testing, and I'm really happy now afterwards that I got to experience like a real Olympics only 3 years later, because it's the different. It's insane. Like it's not the same thing entirely.
So why rowing for you? Because you should be like a basketball player or something like that, presumably.
Yeah. I used to be a soccer goalkeeper.
Oh, were you any good?
So, not really. I was good at the running trainings.
Okay.
In the end, I kind of know why this might have been. But I just stumbled upon rowing when going to university. The university rowing club just came to me and said, "Hey, maybe this is something you should try." And I had to do an ERG test, and it went pretty well. And then it was really like a coincidence. Like literally, if I would have been later or earlier, or I would have missed the stand entirely, I don't think I would have. But I think in general, endurance sports, that's it for me. Like I'm not the guy with a ball very handy. I don't know. I don't think I could throw them into the ring a lot. So the endurance part, the training, that's really my thing. So I'm really happy that I ended up rowing, because it's a combination of like endurance and power and everything that I can put my body to great use.
So did it have anything to do with you watching the World Championships when they were last on the Bosban in 2014? Because I gather you had a ticket to go.
Yeah. So it was after my first year at the rowing club already. So before I joined the club, I had no idea what rowing even was. I think I saw it while watching the Olympics like once. I asked my parents like, "Hey, what do they do? Are they using only their arms? Like the standard questions." But no, so after my first year, I went to the World Championships, and it was crazy experience. But I never imagined to make the level that I saw the crews having. Like I remember, it was like an insane wind, and there was like a women's sport. They were just casually doing one hand, no blade. Square blades. We can't even balance an 8 with 2 hands for one stroke. How good do you have to be to in an insane crosswind do the one hand square blade rowing? I never imagined to make this level. So a few years later, it was actually crazy. Like, hey, this might actually be something that I.
So do you do anything else apart from rowing, Sander?
Yeah, so I have a job at a startup company. It's called the Urban Jungle Project, and it's actually yeah, pretty fun. So we're trying to regreen cities by putting more trees, plants, whatever, and yeah, we try to just innovate how you can put trees on different places, like buildings that don't have the load capacity to put green on it, or squares that have to be used for like markets and stuff, so that you can place a tree, but you can also remove it again and place it back. Yeah, I spent some time working this job. I'm a mechanical engineer by my studies, so I'm doing like some construction calculations and product development. Yeah, so that's where I spend most of my some of my other time on, just working a little bit, getting some experience, and also making the world and the cities a little bit a better place by putting some more green wherever it's possible, wherever we can, and people want us to.
So your values must be really aligned in terms of, you know, for the environment and what you enjoy in terms of rowing. It sounds like that's a perfect match.
Yeah, it's super nice, and it was also just a great match. Like I wanted to do something that I don't know, could improve society somehow, maybe some sustainability research or at a company, or just something like this. And but of course also the job needs to be like flexible. I have to be able to fully focus on rowing when I have to, and because it's a startup company, I could make we have really good communication and appointments about what I can and cannot do. And I think I'm pretty proud that I can do this pretty seriously, even if it's only for more or less 12 hours per week, while also rowing full time and being able to focus like really on working towards the big tournaments.
This may be an unfair question, so please say you don't know, but is it how far is it your impression that you have a more flexible way of training and working around that than, say, the British squad do?
Yeah, so this is actually one of the big differences that we talked about with the guys in Paris a lot. So I think because we single scull a lot, and also like you can get coached if you want to, but also you can just go at your own time. You can both do the trainings that you need to do, but yeah, for example, if you need to go to an appointment, you can go earlier or you can go later. There's just like maybe 4 or 5 days a week, you can be pretty flexible about how you approach this, and you're responsible yourself for making the most of the training and making sure you do all of the kilometers, all of the hours, everything. But the flexibility really allows for stuff like working a part-time job or finishing your studies or doing whatever other thing you want to or need to do in life. And I think this is one of the main reasons why most of our Paris team continued, because it helps just leading and building a normal life. Whereas if it's more strict, it's a little bit harder to do this kind of stuff besides your sports, which is a shame, I think, because it's very much possible if you give the space and the time. Yeah,
that's really interesting, and I would definitely agree with you. I think it's interesting. I know the American Four, you know, those guys that won in Paris, those guys worked, you know, they rode in the mornings, they worked in San Francisco. And then it wasn't till like February of the Olympic year, they moved into full-time training. And then even then, I think Nick Mead was still working remotely, you know, for the shipping company on his laptop. So yeah. I think that's a really good model.
Yeah. I think maybe the way they did it, it's a little bit hard. Like, I think there are also advantages of being a full-time athlete in terms of how well you can rest for some sessions, or how how much you can really squeeze every last bit of energy out of yourself, and don't have to worry about like appointments that you have besides it. But yeah, in general, if you manage it well and you know like what periods I can like, you can never make slack in how much you train, but you can think about how you distribute your training throughout the week and at what times you can go. Yeah, and then it's a pretty nice combination because it's mentally very healthy to also do other stuff, normal stuff in that sense. For development, but also in general for mental recovery. And I think it's a model in which you can, maintain doing top sports for a longer time because you don't miss out on things that you would normally experience or learn.
Do you have a sense? You might not have a sense because maybe you didn't watch all the racing. Is there any boat that stood out for you from the 2025 World Championships? You'd say, oh, they were a contender. Obviously, the Dutch men's 8 would be. They were a contender for crew of the championships.
I was really surprised by the British 4, the Cambridge guys. Of course, they were they really made quite the turn up, and they won big as well. So I was really impressed by them. It's a good question actually. I think that's one of the things that I was really impressed by, and I was also really impressed by our women's double, Roos de Jong and Bente Kooijsma.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
Because they were, they only did Henley together. And of course, Bente came from sweep rowing. And I think the Chinese double was really, really, really good. And they just showed to be, just really, 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 really good and a little bit better than the Chinese at that. That was quite... And maybe also Oliver Seidler showing up after taking a long rest period and still being on a very high level. Yeah, that also really made an impression on me. So there's a lot of contenders.
No, I like that. So tell us now, you are going to do this insane, I'm using that advisedly, competition where you're going to ice skate, cycle, row and run.
Yeah.
So is it just like all Dutch people can skate and therefore you've got that ability because it's in your genes, or tell us what about this competition?
Yeah, so actually you only need to choose 3 of the sports. It's a competition that this guy made up, Paul Venemans. It's called the Paul Venemans Prize. And he felt like, hey, rowers should also be good at running and skating and cycling. So why not make a competition where you have to show who's the best at doing all of these endurance sports that we typically do? But no, you have to pick 3. And for example, Rick Rinks is, I think, the best competitor that I'm up against. And he's very good at cycling. He did the national time trial championships this year. So he's gonna put a big distance between us at this time. But then I ran a marathon last year and I ran a half marathon a few weeks ago, so I should be a little bit faster at running.
Times,
please? Marathon 2:57.
Whoa!
And half marathon 1:21. So that was pretty. We actually Jacob and Van der Kerkhoff and Mick Makker from our 8 from Paris, and also Ralph Rinks, we ran the marathon together. Ralph dropped out injured, but Jacob and Mick also ran below 3 hours. So that was a pretty cool thing to do together. But now I'm trying to use this for this 4 sports competition to take my advantages. And I skated for a few years when I was younger. I did some lessons, so I have some level in it. But all Dutch can ice skate, I think, which is really crazy because we don't even have ice every year.
So we've been talking for an hour now, Sander. I just wonder, maybe to close off, what is it that you're looking forward to next year?
Oh, good question. I think now, looking back, like I love the last weeks towards a tournament where you're physically in such a good shape. You're rowing so well, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to like summer with the boys, like everyone being in this top shape, and then just us aiming for to this big goal, showing up to the tournament. You know, getting ready. That's the thing that I like most. I think that's like the sort of the result of working so hard and then being for a few weeks being on this insanely high level. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being there again. I really want to work hard to achieve this level again.
Well,
And to experience it together with the team, of course.
I would love to see you in a Dutch 8 winning on the Bosbaan. I think that would be amazing for the sport in the Netherlands, and generally, I think for the sport overall, because I think it's not so good if one team is winning all the time. And yeah, I think that'll be great for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can say that it's a goal now.
Yeah, that's good.
There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to make it. So yeah, it's the goal for this year. So yeah, we're excited. I am excited. But yeah, I still have to first do trials to see if I even get to be in the A's again. So
yeah.
A lot is between here and there still.
Yeah. So Sander, we'll end the live part of this interview for now. But thank you so much. You've been fantastic.
Thank you, Martin. It was a great experience to be here.